Oh, so this is Barbarino's in Chicago. Classic turkey submarine, Italian submarine, no onions for both. 2 orders of cheese fries. The dude hooked it up with the peppers, like, for real, for real. Just amazing. I'm trying something new with the setup. I'm not sorry, like, I'm not sorry if it's not legit or you can't see it, but we're trying something new. I feel like y'all are so far away, but when I go back and edit, you're not that far away at all. Oh, you're pretty far away. Well, we're gonna make do with what we got. I think y'all are crooked. I can't even see you. Oh my god. I hope you can see me. I hope you can see my face. If not, you know, this mukbang was not meant to be. Shout out if you know Local H. My cats are so excited right now. And the dog is eating a bone, so who knows how long we actually have. So how things have been. Well, I quit my job. And you're probably like, you know, what are you doing now? And listen. Every time I have talked about my plans, they never go according to plan. So, what I'm gonna try and do is just show y'all. The journey. Now, after the last video I filmed before the New Year's one, me eating nachos, I was just like beyond my boiling point with my work location. I could tell you stories, and it was just not a good environment. But I knew where I'd go. It's the same thing. People talking shit. Like, grown ass people. You know? Like I was talking about it in my video. That same day, There was that crazy snowstorm, but it didn't really hit us here in Chicago. So we were allowed to leave early. But our head lived so close that I offered to stay a little bit longer, even though it was just completely dead. It was the day before Christmas, the weekend of Christmas. So it was a Thursday, and I was trying to work from home on Friday, and that was the whole thing. So basically, I'm there by myself. And this one guy who was really nice, you know, he sees everybody leaves. It was like him and another person in the back. Like, do you want a beer? Now, you guys know who've been following me. I've been trying to watch, you know, me drinking and shit. In the moment, I was like, yeah, sure, why not? In the Mexican culture, even like other cultures, it's just rude to decline a beer, so I just took the beer. So for some reason, I had a feeling that this chick was gonna come back when she left. And this guy invited me to the back to go chill and hang out with them. Now, I'm not gonna say like what kind of company it was. Like, you can figure it out if you really want to figure it out, but she showed up. That's just, I don't think she would have cared because she saw dude drinking, but I didn't have the beer in my hand. It was at my desk. She came through the back where we were all standing and was like, oh, you should be up front. Okay, yeah, sure. So she leaves, and she claims she forgot something. And after that, yo, some nefarious shit went down. Someone else came in, so there was, you know, there's 4 in the whole building at this point, when there's normally up to, you know, 10 to 15 people. And this guy who I barely see, kind of like, I don't even know how to say it, but he tried to, he basically was like putting himself on me, you know, and I kept, you know, telling him to stop or whatever. And verbatim, when I said no means no, he said no means yes. Now, I don't care if, you know, you're gonna Andrew Tate my ass and tell me that I shouldn't have put myself in that position or whatever. If a woman is saying no to you and that's your response, like, that's just some, like, it makes me sick, like, even talking about it, y'all. But I was able to stop it, but it kept going for like a little bit of time. And I had left like right after that. I was like, And yeah, I'm really not trying to, you know, play the victim or whatever. It's just like an experience where my boundaries were ignored, you know? It kind of just reminded me of my past relationships where I was too young to realize that some of the things that were happening were not things that I wanted to happen. And I just felt very disrespected. And I was supposed to go back to work that Tuesday. Honestly, I think I was just in shock. And something in my body was just telling me, like, I was just exhausted. I was like, I'm not going back. Well, I kept calling off because they're pretty lax since they don't have anybody else. And I just took advantage of the system and I called off for 2 weeks. So I didn't show up from like that Tuesday to the end of that week to the next Tuesday. And I told them that I would be back that Thursday. Honestly, y'all, I just kept waking up, like going to bed and being like, yeah, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna go to work. And then once I would get up, I just couldn't go. I could not bring myself to go. I could not bring myself to give that many fucks. Like, I think I was really contemplating on what I was gonna do. Like, if I could just ignore it, since I don't really see that person, and for the most part, I wasn't really alone all the time. Like, oh, did you tell them? No. Oh, you should have. At that point, it was like, in my head, I was like, it's too late. They're not gonna believe me. Plus, that guy is like their #1 worker. They're not gonna do anything. They don't have a real HR. It was just a mess. The creepiest part was he was an attractive guy, but he reminded me so much of my brother. You know how people just have doppelgangers and like they just kind of remind you of someone you know? And this guy just so happened to be a lot like my brother. So that was weird. But then also, when he was like this close to my face and like smiling, he looked demonic. He looked just like that evil motherfucker from Aladdin, like smiling in my face, and I was just so perturbed, and I just kept pushing him off. And I just ghosted, and I just told them that I wasn't coming back. And I went that night, and I just cleaned off my desk when no one was there that Thursday night. And I just said, you know, sorry for leaving like this. It's just not good for my mental, physical, or spiritual health to be around individuals who are not good. I don't have a good impact on my well-being. So oh shit, I forgot about my Italian. That's the nefarious shit that happened to me, and this shit has never happened to me before, y'all, and I feel kind of sick to my stomach. I feel even worse for not saying anything, but just knowing my experience and all that there would be some type of blame because of like me being so friendly that people think that like I'm a flirt or whatever. Like I said, I don't care if, even if we were in a relationship, if I'm telling you to fuck off me, you know? Like, don't violate my boundaries. So, I decided to take this opportunity to focus on a career sector of what I actually want to do with my life. You know, this false sense of security of being behind that desk and having the insurance and having the guaranteed check was just not worth my sanity and my overall well-being and my safety. And it's tough, you know, because this is the Italian that I did not touch. You see all that salam? Oh my god. This tastes just like pizza. Othello. I actually wanted to name him Thackeray Binks after the Hocus Pocus cat. But Othello was what we came up with. What sucks is that, like, I want to tell my mom. Like, I want to tell my family, right? Here comes Tiny. But I know deep down, she'll just blame me for it, like, somehow, you know? I just know how she is. Like, she's such a backstabbing little, like, see you next Tuesday. She'll be like, oh, well, what did you do to provoke that situation? You can't maintain a job, a man, or friendships. Honestly, y'all, I don't even know why this person's like still in my life. I didn't talk to her for a year and it was like the happiest year of my life. What was I gonna say? And now I remember why. You know what my mom is like? My mom is like that guy that just doesn't get the hint. You know? She just doesn't get it. You know, she'll call you. Why aren't you answering? I just want to hear your voice. I just want to see you. Knows no boundaries. Because she sees me as property. She sees me as an extension of herself. She does not see me as an individual. But yeah, the other day, she sent me what she thought would be a cute message. Of like a gif of two little anime girls dancing, saying that I suffer from mental health issues. And at first I just wasn't gonna respond, but then I responded with the gif that said like, because of you. And I'm like, why do you think that that's funny? Like, do you think you can make light of the fact that you're kind of the reason why my mental state is the way that it is? Also knowing that my brother, aka your son, allegedly took his own life 14 years ago now. And you think it's funny to make light of mental health that you impacted on me? So yeah, y'all, I'm a little up right now. I'm going through it. I'm getting out of it. Thank you for bearing with me. You know, this is a video diary, and I feel safe, you know, sharing things with y'all and telling you things authentically, even if there's whatever. It's just like, I feel like this is the most depressing one yet, but this is like the realest one yet that I've ever told you guys. I just feel like I'm dealing with like a lot of blame and like in my own head, and if that's ignorant of me, I don't know what to do. Like, I've never really handled this before. I just feel like at this point they're just gonna be like, yeah, she's accusing somebody of something that didn't happen. There's no proof that it happened. There's no cameras. There's no nothing. I'm also being considered the fact that that person has a family to provide for. I don't know. It's like I'm coming up with all these excuses of like not telling my truth. But one day I just woke up and I said, I'm not going back. I really thought that I could for the sake of security, but it's a false sense of security. But I think it's necessary just to get it out there, and maybe somebody with a similar experience will feel a little bit better about what they're going through. I ruined my nice ottoman already. Can't have anything nice. What I'm gonna do now, y'all, as far as my career, I'm not gonna be what anybody else tells me that I should be, okay? That's what I'm gonna tell you right now. Oh, you should do sales, or you should be a real estate agent, or you should do this and you should do that. Fuck that shit, okay? Wouldn't you think, out of all the things that I could be, that real estate agent was one of the first things that I crossed off the top of my list? This upcoming generation is showing us how to do things different, you know? I've just been a dreamer for so long and not an actual doer. So I'm giving myself this time to do it. This Italian is so good. What I realize is that friendship is a lot like ping pong or tennis, you know? The reciprocity of hitting the ball, waiting for it to come back, getting the ball, hitting it back. And then I feel like from what I've experienced, when the ball gets dropped on their end, I'll wait for the ball, and then be like, fuck it, I'll go around and get the ball and then like swing it back. And then I'm waiting again and still nothing. So I'll pick the ball up again and swing it back. And then at that point, if like nothing's happening, I'm not gonna give my energy into something that's not coming back to me. And I think that's what I've been learning since my friendship with one of my high school friends was the first time that I ever saw a complete one-way street of a friendship. And I realized in talking to one of my old friends who's like, I really want a social life. I really want all these friends. And I was like, you do have friends. You talk about all these friends you have. Well, you know, I just want to do this and this and this. I tell her, and it's like talking to a mirror, like, the reason why you're not doing X, Y, and Z with so and so and so and so is because you need to take this time and focus it back on yourself. You know, I spent all of my 20s giving all of my energy to a social life and partying and drinking with people I don't really even talk to anymore. So whilst it was fun, you get to a point where you just need to do different and change your life around, and then according to every spiritual source ever, like, they'll flock to you. So I think that's why I'm doing this mukbang, because I always think of Wayne's World and like, if you build it, they will come, you know. And so far I've been getting mostly positive feedback. You know, there are some trolls or whatever, but they're very few and far between. And what I will say is, don't make friends with other YouTubers. Don't collab with other people. We all seen how that fucking goes down. You know, you're friends, you collab, and then all of a sudden you just hear all this stuff that happened. And just keep it light, just keep it surface level, just keep it funsies, just live your life. He just had got a fat ass bully stick, and he's still like, what's really good? You're allergic to everything, so you cannot have any food. Oh, this is Bear, if y'all haven't officially met Bear, formerly known as Jacko. But he's a sweet baby, and he protects me when we're out in public, and I can feel safe. It was so funny the other day. Somebody stopped and like looked at Bear, like they were to pet him, and then they looked at me and they were like, no. You know, we're both really intimidating on the outside, but we're actually really sweet on the inside. So their loss. Right, Bubba's? They're gonna bite my face off? Arr. Arr. I'm more vicious than you. Alright, y'all. Laters. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. We love you. Say, I love you. Othello, I love you too.